Election day, of course, is tomorrow, which means that today is the final push to get voters to the polls.
Throughout this election cycle, we've heard from political experts who say young voters are critical and believe we could see the high turnout in that group this time around. Julissa Garza, who's also very young, she's in the newsroom this morning speaking with young voters. Julissa, I'm a young voter, I think. Oh, I said too much.
I don't know, Ron. I'll let you have it this morning. Well, good morning, Steph and Ron. That's right. We've heard from a lot of political experts that say young voters are going to turn up to vote at the polls. Now, we have a few here from U of H and Rice. With a show of hands, has everyone cast their ballots? Yeah. Now, whoever wants to take it away first, tell me, what is really driving you to the polls that you've already voted early?
I think the biggest issue for me in this election is definitely just the proportion or like the existential risk that this election poses to the future of just democracy in general.
Now, I know a lot of political experts we've spoken to have said there's a lot of issues on the ballot that could impact your future. Do you agree with that?
I personally do agree. Just to put some out there, I believe gun violence and reproductive rights is a big one that really drove me to the polls.
Now, I know for some of you this is your first time voting. Alex, this is your first time voting, right?
Yeah.
What did it feel like to cast your vote? I know you said you went on the very first day.
Yeah, I was really proud of myself. I think it's something super important that everyone needs to get out and do. I see it as my civic duty. I know that others see it as something else, but it's so important that everyone just gets out and votes.
Now, Deja, what would your message be to other young voters who maybe are undecided and are planning to go to the polls tomorrow?
I would say that there's too much on the line to be complacent, and this is not an election of issues that aren't going to affect us. Reproductive rights, gun violence, racism, all of these issues are directly impacting the livelihoods of our generation. So I feel like it's really important to go out and cast your vote for whose side of history are you on.
I think we've got time for one more question. So Milan, I'm gonna let you take this one, and then Justin will get to you later this morning. Now, tell me, what do you feel is maybe a misconception about Gen Z young voters?
I think a big misconception is that we don't want to vote. I think oftentimes we need to make young people want to vote and they want to be civically engaged, but unfortunately they're misinformed and there's not really information for them to go out and vote.
Well, we've got a lot to unpack here in the morning, so when we see you later on in the show, we'll still be hearing from these young voters. Ron, Steph, for now, I'm going to go ahead and toss it back to y'all.
All right, good stuff there. Thank you so much, Julissa. A reminder, we'll be with you throughout the evening on election night, beginning with special coverage at 4 p.m. streaming on the KHOU 11 Plus app. That's available to download for free on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV.